So this is nice, but today, when we make servers, we made what are called APIs. And APIs typically serve a specific format that's not HTML, but rather a text, plain text in what's called JSON, JavaScript Object Notation. Pretty much, if you look at package.json, this is the JSON format. So the responses from web server would typically look like this with property and value pairs. So how we do that? Well, it's actually very easy. Let's go here and create an endpoint to get certain products. I'm going to say app.get, first argument string /products, second argument a function with two parameters, res, separated by a comma, curly brace. Now we're going to send here res.send, and watch what I'm going to do. I can actually send an array of objects. Let's say ID is 1, name is, I don't know, iPhone 15. So this is an array, JavaScript array with an object. This object represents a product, right? It has an ID and name, and it could have a lot more properties. Let's simplify, make it simple and have just that. Let's try this out in the browser. When I say /products, watch what happens. I get back JSON. Now, if I click the DevTools inspect, I can see 200 OK. And content type application JSON automatically set for us. And the response, that's raw. If I click raw, it's in an array of an object, everything in JSON format. Now, my browser Firefox here is very nice. It recognizes the responses JSON, and it makes this very nice interface. But the raw data is like that. Okay, see that? And if you want the pretty print like that to make it formatted nicely for us to better see, and if you like the JSON interface from the browser to visualize the data, it's like that. So that's just it. Just send back either an array or JavaScript object, and it will automatically send JSON. Now, there is a function called JSON that's meant to be just for JSON. You can do that as well. But send is like a general function. It will understand if you try to send back plain text or HTML or JSON, that kind of stuff. Okay, so typically what would happen is you would have a database, and then you take the products from the database, query the database for products, and then you store them in a variable here, like products, and then you do some processing if you need and send back products. This would be the database somewhere. So most of the time today, you would be working on what's called a JSON, a backend server API that serves data back in JSON format. That's pretty much the most popular standard today of. Traditionally, the server would send HTML, and every click on a link or a page would be a request to a new page. But things have changed, and the server side kind of separated from the client side. So now we have different things. We have the front end applications, and we have back end applications, and they kind of separate now. But in the beginning, they're all together. That's why I showed you. You can send back HTML. But today, we just send back text in format JSON. And then the front end will be responsible for taking that data and somehow showing it using HTML elements and so on. It uses JavaScript on the client side to build all the pages and construct everything based on the data that's provided by the backend API serving JSON.